Welcome to Jody's Corner. Jada Pinkett just had a riveting interview on YouTube, and there's something that she divulged to everybody. Now, listen, I know that Jada Pinkett is much of a liar, and I understand that she's like a Sith Lord to what she did to her husband, Will Smith, and all that. She's got a lot of issues, that's for sure. But there was something in this interview that caught my eye, and it's the story of what kind of changed her life, what in her life changed that drastically made her into the person that she is. And I often think to myself, like, we look at people who have mental issues and we look at people who have issues in society, and we always ask ourselves, what the heck messed you up? That's no different for Jada Pinkett. So I said, like, let's look at why Jada Pinkett is this way and why Jada Pinkett is even alive right now, because she had some like traumatic events that happened to her. So I want to share this with you guys and just take a look at it and let me know what you guys think about the situation. So here's her having a discussion on what changed her life.
I never in my life am I thought of you as the daughter of two drug addicted parents who had chosen their addiction over you. And I never knew that you started dealing drugs when you were very, very young. Were you
Drug
not
dealer.
scared? Dealing drugs in Baltimore and
You don't have time to be scared. That environment was a war zone, right? And so it's like stuff was popping off all the time.
Baltimore,
So
yo.
you just get
Drug
used
dealing
to a
in
certain
Baltimore
level
in the
of
80s and
violence. You
90s.
get used to a certain level of just vigilance because that's what you're given. So you just learn to adapt to that kind of environment. So the levels, what somebody might consider dangerous, for me was just normal. It wasn't like, ooh, I'm going into something crazy here. It's like, shit, everything's crazy. So what? Right? So I look at it now and I go, what in the world?
Who could
But
see
I'm
Jada
living a
Pinkett
different
as a
reality.
drug
In
dealer,
that
bro?
time
Like
when I was
Jada,
living that reality,
little Jada.
that's what life was. And everybody, that's what we were all living.
was there moments that were wake up calls
Hell yeah.
when you were dealing drugs?
Listen, getting 2 9mm pointed at you at one time,
Oh wow.
one to your head, that you would think that's a big wake up call.
Jada, we don't all know what 9mm is.
Oh, I guns, it's two big guns,
When did that happen?
Glocks. I had
Glocks.
to be
Here's the story.
17,
17 years old.
17, 17 years old because that was my senior year of high school.
And what was the reason that someone pointed two guns at your head?
I had posted up in the projects in this apartment on the bottom floor where I would sell drugs out of the window or through the door of that particular apartment. And somebody set me up, to make a long story short. Somebody set me up. And as I was making the exchange through the door that had the chain on it, two guys from the side of the door, which I couldn't see because I'm looking through the peephole, two guys from the side of the door come around and kick the door in and pull out guns, point them to me, and take all my money, my jewelry, and stash. And I was really lucky to make it out of that alive, for sure, because the person who led that robbery ended up killing two drug dealers 2 weeks or a month after. Put them in a trunk, shot the trunk up, and murdered two guys. And he ended up doing life for that. But I could tell as he was leaving, it's so interesting when you're in moments like that. I can still see his eyes as he's leaving me and how he's making a choice in the moment of what he's going to do with me. And by the grace of God, he left me there.
Shh.
Why?
What?
She almost wasn't here, yo. So she was almost taken out. Jada Pinkett, a drug dealer, very much a tomboy, very less feminine, very much into her masculine energy, bro. Because she's a tomboy in the streets dealing dope in a crack house in Baltimore. It's real. So she almost got taken out by a straight killer. She was about to die. But why is she alive right now? Stop this dark, shark-eyed killer from murdering Jada? And we gonna go ahead and get there now.
Well, and of course, my crazy self, because of the protection that I was under at the time, I called that person. I was like, I just got robbed. He knew exactly. He's like, I know who this is. Don't worry about anything. I was like, I want my shit back. And so
Because she says that
we
she's
actually
still in the street mentality.
And so I was like, I want my shit back. And so we actually, that person whose wing I was under, he made for a meeting for us to meet in that area a couple of days later. He was like, you're not going to get your money back. You're not going to get the drugs back, but maybe there might be some pieces of jewelry of yours that he hasn't sold yet. And he was exactly right. He had, a couple chains or whatever. And I asked him, I said, why'd you just leave me there? And he said, you were too pretty. And that was the first time, and I talk about this in the book, that was the first time that I was like, well, maybe I am pretty because.
You see
I
that?
was like, maybe I am pretty because.
You were too pretty. That's the first time she said that she looked at herself as probably like a female that men would want. And that saved your life. So here's Jada Pinkett. See her mental state. She's a drug dealing, tomboy, masculine woman who doesn't ever look at herself as somebody who could be attracted to by men. And she almost loses her life. And she realizes that she got saved because of her attractiveness, because she was pretty. That made her look at herself as a sexual object, made her look at herself as something that men would want. So here is that took it with her, because she is pretty, right? Jada in the 90s, unless you come in with Halle Berry, Jada in the 90s is top tier, bro. I'm telling you. So this woman went to Hollywood, went and made a career. And here's this woman in Hollywood who's very much a tomboy, very much a man up here, very masculine up here, thinks like a dude, acts like a dude. And in the mind, she's all of those things. But her physical manifestation is feminine, soft, and beautiful. And she used that as a weapon to get other men, including sorry Will Smith. So Will Smith was taking the L because Will Smith ain't Tupac. Someone like Tupac, who was a thug, which was right up Jada's alley, ain't Will Smith. So Will Smith is this nice guy. He sees this beautiful woman and wants her for her beauty and other things. But he doesn't understand that even though you're getting with a dime piece who's gorgeous up here, she's a man. She's a man up here. And it's a duality that Jada's having. Here's a pretty woman, but in their mind, they're a masculine dude, ex-drug dealer, trying to be a queen pin of Baltimore. And when the identities are effed up like that, bro, that's going to make up for an effed up situation for anybody, any man that wants to be with a woman like that. You're going to have a problem because you never want to be with a woman who thinks like a man. Like Steve Harvey is trash for making that book. He's an idiot. No man wants to be with a woman who thinks like a man because then she loses touch with her feminine self. We want women. We want women who think like women, who act like women, who have the essence of a woman. Jada never had that. She was just blessed with a beautiful body and face. And the way she was raised, because both her parents were drug addicts, she was in the streets. I just thought I would give you guys that perspective and kind of see why Jada could even come to this point and exactly why Will Smith is getting hold. And not just Will. I think that if it wasn't Will, it would be somebody else. Maybe it wouldn't be as bad as Will did it, but nobody that Jada gets with in the future is going to be happy if they want a woman, a traditional woman, because that's not who Jada is. That's why it makes sense for her getting with August Alsina, like a young rapper singer dude, because it's that young hip swag. She's still attracted to that dumb shit she was attracted to when she was a kid. She has done so. For a woman who says that she is about growth, love, and experience, and she puts herself up here like she's a freaking Dalai Lama, she really is very ignorant in the head. She's very juvenile still, because you could tell by the way she acts and some of the things that she says and what she does. She's still attracted to the BS, bro. So I just want to put that perspective. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Did you know that Jada went through this situation? I think that sometimes, even though we want to demonize people, which I definitely demonize Jada, she's trash, still looking at why this happened is an important thing. Shout out to you, Trixie, for letting me know that this was in the Discord. I'm Jody Joe, and I'm out. Deuces.